Should you ever tap your home equity to pay down high interest debt?
The answer to that is yes. Just like with our country and the national debt, interest payments can be crippling. And if we take a scenario where you talk about high interest rates, let's use credit cards. And that's a common issue that people have, and the interest rates are really high. So to the extent you have access to a home equity line of credit available to you, you should use that line of credit to pay off a higher interest rate. Number of reasons. One, you get to save on the interest rate. And two, you also get tax benefits because home equity loans are secured by your residence, and therefore you do get the option to have an itemized deduction on your tax return. So I think everybody should be reviewing all of their debt structure and the corresponding interest rates, and then see what opportunities there are to pay less interest and to potentially pick up some tax benefit from paying that interest.
Finance Guru with us, and new time starting next Saturday, May 20th, 8:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Dan Geltrude's Dollars and Cents, the Finance Guru. Okay, Guru, will donating to charity always lower your tax bill?
The answer to that would be not always. And there's a reason for that. First of all, in order to get a benefit for a charitable contribution, you have to be itemizing on your tax return. If you are using a standard deduction, there is not going to be a benefit for making charitable contributions. And it's interesting, by the way, if you look at what the Trump tax proposal is, he is talking about significantly raising the standard deduction, in fact, doubling it. That is going to take out a lot of people who would be itemizing in the past. That means that for a lot of people who are making charitable donations, there is not going to be the same direct tax benefit. Of course, the argument is if the standard deduction is higher, you're getting more of a benefit anyway. But if you are itemizing on your tax return, so you're taking itemized deductions where you can get a benefit from a charitable contribution, there's also limitations on how much benefit you can get. The general rule is, and there are some exceptions, but the general rule is it's going to be limited to 50% of your adjusted gross income. And the reason for that is that they don't want to create a situation where you can wipe out all of your income by donating to charity. Now, keep in mind, this is an itemized deduction. It lowers income. You and I had talked about in the past of the difference between a deduction and a tax credit. A tax credit is a dollar-for-dollar reduction of the tax. In this situation, with a charitable contribution, we're talking about lowering your income, which, in effect, lowers your tax, but it's not a dollar-for-dollar. The other thing to keep in mind when you're making charitable contributions is you must keep detailed records to support the donations, and there's all kinds of rules related to that. Of course, none of it matters unless you're audited. But, of course, the 1 year that you don't keep your records will be the year that you get audited. So you always have to keep detailed records of any charitable contribution that you make.
Another great edition of Dollars and Cents with the Finance Guru, Dan Geltrude. Looking forward to our new time starting next Saturday at 8:45 a.m. to 9 a.m.